Thanks for watching 2 News at 6 tonight. Violinist John Shin now back in Utah with his wife after spending 15 days at a detention facility in Colorado.
He says he was detained on his wife's birthday.
It was one of the worst moments in my life to hear my wife cry on her birthday. I said, "Happy birthday, honey. I have some bad news. I'm being detained right now." And I asked her to call our attorneys.
Shin says he was visiting Colorado Springs for work. He had to go to Fort Carson military base. While trying to gain access to the base, he was flagged. 3 special agents interrogated him. Then John was detained. He says he came to the U.S. on a tourist visa, which expired nearly 20 years ago in 2006. In 2013, he applied to DACA. John maintained that status until 2019. He lost DACA protection after getting charged with impaired driving. This week, a judge released John from custody with help from his wife. People wrote letters to the judge as well and raised funds to help pay the $25,000 bond.
2 News' Leslie Duarte spoke to one of John's friends, who is also a fellow musician, and responded to that call for help. And Leslie, what did he say?
Absolutely, Mark. Heidi, Eugene Dyson went to university with Shin, and he says that Shin was always there, ready to help everyone. And when he got the call and the news that John Shin had been arrested, he couldn't believe that ICE was going after someone like him.
It shocked me.
Eugene Dyson was on his way to work when he learned his friend John Shin was in ICE custody.
This guy does nothing. He has, like the greatest person ever. So it was like kind of like, what in the world? You know, with John, like why? Like what's like him? What's up?
Eugene met John in a music class at the U of U.
If you need John, he's there. Whether it's a person listening ear for listening to problems, to your playing, or anything of that nature.
Shortly after his arrest, musicians and friends of John held a benefit concert that raised money for John and his family.
Were you surprised by the community support that came out for him?
They better have. And I say that because John has done so much for our community.
He says John is someone who was always there to help everyone. That's why he knew people would show up for him.
I saw the videos and everything. Literally, I was in tears.
Eugene says having John home is a sigh of relief and adds the community will continue to support him.
John should be here just as much as anybody else in this country. At the end of the day, if you're here and you're adding to this country, you have every right to be here.
Now, Eugene Dyson certainly supporting his friend John Shin. Now, as far as John being home, what does that mean? Well, his attorney tells us Shin remains in deportation proceedings, but they are currently fighting and appealing that so John Shin can stay in the country permanently and legally. Reporting live in Mill Creek, Leslie Duarte, KUTV 2 News.
Leslie, thank you. Well, Shin is now out of custody. It could take years before he can then get legal status in the U.S.
Yeah, Jamie McGriff on the live desk with what's next for Shin. Jamie?
Okay, so Adam Craik, John's lawyer, says that they're taking steps to get John a work permit and keep him safe until he's able to get a green card.
What would I put John's possibility of getting his green card now? We're in the 90%, right? In fact, we're eligible to file a motion to terminate his case. Just literally pull it out of deportation proceedings entirely.
John's lawyer says wait times for spousal-based green cards can take 16.5 months from the day you apply to the time you get one. Time frames are coming down, but in the past it's been as short as 4 months to get one of these green cards.
Because I'm so sick and tired of people in all of the trolling comments that we keep getting saying, just do it the right way, just do it the right way, just do it the right way. There is no right way right now.
John's lawyer says his next master calendar hearing on a non-detained docket could be in either 2026 or 2027. Heidi.
Jamie, thank you. Another University of Utah student, Caroline Diaz was also detained by ICE this summer.
Yeah, sheriff's deputy stopped Caroline in Colorado. Now, she was held in custody for about 2 weeks before she was released. In a statement after her release, Gonsalves calls those 2 weeks, quote, the hardest part of my life. She says she was scared, she felt alone, and was treated like she didn't matter.
A lot of what she talks about are just like the very surface level of the abuse that some people encounter in detention.
Per Colorado law, lawyers say the deputy that stopped her should never have coordinated with ICE to begin with.
The Colorado deputy who pulled over Caroline has since resigned. The resignation prompted Colorado's Attorney General to drop a lawsuit against him for violating state law by working with ICE. A judge agreed to dismiss that suit. However, if that deputy applies for another state or local government job, the AG says the lawsuit could get refiled.
Well, it's not all gritty raids and violent criminal roundups for ICE.
That's right. A Utah immigration lawyer with corporate clients says more and more ICE is showing up at HR offices. Brian Malahy is live in Davis County with more on this.
Yeah, and what ICE is looking for, based on what I was shown today, wage reports, management names, employee rosters, and so-called I-9 forms attesting that employees are legally authorized to work. ICE on the street may have a chilling effect on crime, and its notices of inspections to companies.
Any of them who've had this experience are nervous about it.
Says lawyer Joshua Irvine, are not warm, often hand-delivered by an armed agent.
In what is perceived as a very scary experience.
In his practice, no warrant ICE inspections at Utah firms have grown from just 1 or 2 a year. And now
it feels almost monthly.
We're not seeing a real big issue with it.
Ross Ford, Utah Home Builders Association, speaks for an industry that may need all the workers it can get.
Has anybody in the home building community express concern, alarm, trepidation over this?
So not to me.
These aren't people that are hiding terrorists. They're not hiring gangbangers.
Irvine shared a couple of redacted examples of firms fined, one for more than $180,000.
These fines can be for clerical errors.
Most of them are.
Does it mean that those companies are hiring illegal aliens or undocumented persons?
No, not at all.
The perspective from an immigration attorney. Now, often ICE actions are cast in political terms, but Irvine says no, these stepped up company inspections have been going on for a while under President Obama, former President Trump in the first term, former President Biden, and now President Trump again. Live in Davis County, Brian Malahy, KUTV 2 News.
Thank you, Brian. Thanks to a vote from the county commissioners this summer, Utah County deputies will soon be cleared to work alongside federal immigration agents.
The agreement allows deputies to get certified with ICE and participate in ICE-led task forces. They can also access ICE data on people's criminal history and check the immigration status on inmates that are in the county jail. Deputies can also notify ICE about people in their own custody. Former Salt Lake County Sheriff Jim Winder says taking on a role like this requires accountability, training, and clear guidelines.
Anytime they hear that an agency is engaging, all they're going to hear is they're now becoming ICE agents. That's not true. That's not accurate. It needs to be explained and messaged.
If done right, Winder says these partnerships can help remove serious criminals from our streets here in Utah. There are 11 law enforcement agencies in the state of Utah that partner up with the Department of Homeland Security and ICE under the 287G program. Washington County is just one of them.
Yeah, Liv Kelleher joining us live from St. George today. And Liv, why is Washington County's partnership model unique?
Well, Mark, in addition to the Enforcement Task Force program, Washington County Sheriff's Department also participates in the jail enforcement model. Both programs under 287G are aimed at increasing collaboration between ICE and local and state authorities. According to ICE, the task force model serves as a multiplier for law enforcement agencies, allowing them to enforce some limited immigration authority during their routine police duties. With the jail enforcement model, deputies at Purgatory Correctional Facility are trained to screen people already in custody for immigration violations. If there is probable cause, they can place inmates on an immigration hold and notify ICE directly. Like you mentioned right before this story, Utah County is the only other county in the state that is participating in both programs. Here in Washington County, in the past 5 days, there has been 8 immigration hold bookings in the Purgatory Correctional Facility.
All right, Liv, back in May, there was a high-profile raid. It was in Washington City. You covered it extensively. Now, how did local law enforcement then contribute there?
Yeah, that's right. That incident that you're referring to was a home in Washington City where 25 people were found living in cramped and unsafe conditions. 19 of those people were detained by ICE. This was a joint operation between ICE and several local agencies, including the Sheriff's Office, the Washington City Police, and the St. George Police. At the time, I spoke with Homeland Security Agent Mark Cutchins about this partnership. Take a listen to what he had to say.
We live and we reside here. Our kids go to school here, and so it's very important for us to partner with our state and local partners to make our communities safer. And again, to combine our authorities with their authorities to root out these problems. And this is, again, a prime example of it was really the thorn in the side of Washington City that we were able to assist with and help these individuals as well. Not only take them into custody, but to really help them out of a pretty bad situation as well.
Now, we do have extended video of that home on our KUTV YouTube page, so you can take a closer look at the situation he's referring to. With those 19 people, they were all in various stages of the immigration process. I have not been able to receive an update on where they are now. Reporting live in St. George, Liv Kelleher, KUTV 2 News.
All right, Liv, thank you. We will keep you updated on immigration and deportation efforts all across Utah during the news and also on KUTV.com.